Hi guys, I'm Isabel Price, and in this video I'll be showing you how to add decorations to your fidget sleeve. I only have 2 to show you in this video, but there are hundreds of more out there, and you can even come up with some fun ones on your own, so feel free to add those to your sleeve. If you're following along with these instructions and you have any questions at all, or just want to get in contact with me, I'll put my email in the description box below, so feel free to reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. I hope you enjoy the video. One of the easiest sleeve decorations to make are braids, so I'll be making 2 braids and attaching them to my sleeve. I'm using a much thinner yarn to make the braids than I used to make this sleeve, and I'm cutting off 6 pieces, 3 yellow and 3 white, to make it super colorful. After I get 3 pieces together, I tie off one of the ends and leave a super long tail on it. It's important to have the long end so that it's easy to tie onto the base. Instead of braiding it all the way to the end, I tie it off early, leaving enough room at the bottom so it's easy to tie onto the base. Then I do the same thing to the next 3 strands of string. Now my braids are ready to be attached to the base of the sleeve. To do this, I take one end of the braid and find a random loop to put it through. I make sure to put it through 2 loops just so it's more secure. I always tie 2 or 3 knots just to make sure none of the decorations will come off. Now I do the same exact thing to the other side of the braid. I find a random loop to pull it through, and then I tie it off with 2 or 3 knots. And now my first braid's done. Here I'm trying to decide where to put the second braid, and I end up putting them parallel to each other. Now I attach both ends of the braid to the sleeve base just like I did with the first braid. Now my braids are done and I'm on to the second part of my decorations. I'll be using these wooden beads. I really like using these beads because they make the sleeve super colorful. At this point I've already attached 2 sets of beads to the base, and I'll be demonstrating how to do a third one. I'm going to be using these 3 different size beads and putting it right in between the braids that we made and the other set of beads I've done. I'll be putting these beads on the same yarn that I used to make the fidget sleeve base. Here I'm putting the yarn through the first bead, and sometimes I have to use these scissors because it makes it a lot easier to thread the beads. These next ones are a lot easier to thread because they're much bigger than the first one. After I got these beads threaded, I decided to add another green bead just for fun. To secure the beads, I go through 2 loops of the sleeve, pull the string that the beads are on through, and then tie it a couple times to make sure it's on securely. Next, I go to the other side of the string and cut it off. Then I tie the side just like I did with the other side, pulling it through 2 loops and tying it off tight. And now my sleeve is finally finished. I hope these videos inspire you to make a sleeve. Thank you so much for watching.